Hi, everybody. Leticia here, coming to you on this Thursday afternoon from Playa del Carmen. Please excuse my appearance. I was trying to rush to get ready. Anyway, it is what it is. Hope your week has been going well so far. Happy Easter weekend. It is a long weekend here as well. And what can I say? I am in relaxed mode. But, the life in Playa is pretty relaxed in general. So grateful for that. So anyway, you guys, you might have seen my announcement. I wanted to tell you today about a building. Well, let's back up a bit. Those of you who are looking at investing in Playa, as I may have mentioned on previous webinars, a lot of buildings get sold in the pre-construction phase. And what ends up happening for those who are looking for a move-in ready unit, you're kind of left with whatever slim pickings there still are available in the existing buildings. Because again, oftentimes the most desirable buildings get sold in the pre-construction phase, and particularly the most desirable units, the street-facing units, the higher floor units. What I'm going to speak to you about today is a building where a number of partners from Merida, they built this building for themselves and were going to keep it for themselves. And then they saw that obviously there's a boom here in Playa, and they decided to offer at least some of the units for sale. So this is a boutique condo building, only 16 units. In Playa, we have a combination of small boutique buildings and obviously some of the larger ones, 90, 100 unit buildings. So let me show you what this building looks like. What's interesting about it is that it is very centrally located right on Calle 38. Calle 38 in Playa is one of the main roads leading to the beach. And it is many people's favorite street in Playa because as you go towards the beach, you are surrounded by beautiful old growth trees and beautiful romantic restaurants of all kinds, anywhere from Thai food to Mexican food. So again, definitely one of the prettiest streets in Playa. Now, this building is located a few blocks inland, but we're talking about a 7-minute walking distance, super close to this desirable walkable part of Playa. And you are still in the very walkable part of Playa del Carmen, 2-minute walking distance to a couple of large grocery stores. Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in. So let me share with you my screen and some of the details on this building, okay? Select window. Yeah, we'll have to allow me 1 minute until I figure out how to share. Yeah, so this is the project info. This was initially supposed to be only a 3-story building. They've made it a 4-story building plus the rooftop. Again, it remains a boutique building, only 16 apartments, and out of which 6 are 1-bedroom units and the other 10 are 2 bedrooms. What I like about this building is just how spacious the spaces are. Here, as we get into this touristy part of Playa, this central walkable part of Playa del Carmen, what I find has been happening, unit sizes, unit size compression. So just like in places like Toronto, you end up having, pricier and pricier and yet smaller units. In this building, again, because the owners built it with, they built it with themselves in mind, and then they ended up, now they're offering units for sale. The unit sizes are quite generous, and it's also being offered for sale at a very attractive price point. So 1-bedroom units for about 52 square meters, 1-bedroom units are being offered for sale at starting at $155,000. Usually at this price point, you'll be lucky to find even a studio unit in a ready-to-move-in building in Playa del Carmen. Even in pre-construction buildings, usually that's the pricing for a studio unit. If you're going to find 1-bedrooms in this price range, you're usually looking at a much smaller space. Their 2-bedroom units are as high as like 68 square meters. So here they go over the different floor plans. They have a couple of ground floor 1 and 2-bedroom units facing the back. And we still have some street-facing units available, which to me is the most attractive position. Because to give you an idea, Calle 38, if you look at on this picture on the right, that's a picture of Calle 38. It's an ample street, and it's got a beautiful tree line in the middle. So even if you're on the second, third floor, whichever floor you're on, you're going to have a pretty open view. Currently, at the back of the building, we have an empty plot of land. However, there's no guarantee it's going to remain like that. Playa is currently going through a lot of, you could call gentrification or redevelopment. Now, some of the units that you see as sold here are in fact owned by the partners, and so they would be potentially open to selling them. And so yeah, this building again, there's still quite a few possibilities. And yeah, as they say, 90% of the construction phase has been executed. As a matter of fact, I did a walking tour of the building, and I will post a link to that below. And so you get a good feel for what the building looks like, what the units look like. They do have a showroom, which is the unit that you see the pictures of. They do deliver the units fully furnished and equipped. Equipped usually means when you hear a developer talking about the units are equipped, that usually means they'll include the air conditioning, sometimes the ceiling fans, the kitchen appliances. In this case, they also give you the furniture, which that's going the extra step. It saves you guys, to furnish a 2-bedroom unit, you'd be looking at about $15,000 if you want quality furnishing. So the fact that they're willing to deliver the units furnished, that's a bonus. Okay, now I'm gonna go through some of the sample pictures of the units, some of the finishings. Now, when it comes to the kitchen, I know in this sample unit they didn't put in the upper cabinets. That is available for a very inexpensive price point. I think for about $1,200, you can get the kitchen cabinets put in, matching the bottom cabinets, and as well as additional closets in some of the bedrooms. Obviously, the accent wall, if you like blue, you'll like that. However, if you prefer to have a white or just a different color, that can also be done, since the units are still, in the process of being finished, with the exception of the showroom. Now, they will finish the units in the order in which they were sold. So it usually takes them about a month to get the unit up to speed. Now, keep in mind, as a foreigner that's buying in Mexico, it will take you about this long for the closing process, a month to 6 weeks. The reason being, and I may or may not have commented this or spoken about this in a previous video, as a foreigner buying in this so-called restricted zone of Mexico, you are required to set up a bank trust structure. This is a pass-through structure which Mexico has found as a way to circumvent their constitution, because back in the early part of the 20th century, Mexico had lost land to the United States, and they're like, we can't allow this to happen again. We need to protect our borders. So for many years, indeed, it was impossible as a foreigner to buy land, especially in these coastal areas or within 100 kilometers of the land borders. But since 1973, they basically came up with this pass-through structure where you, as a foreign buyer, are the beneficial owner of the unit, and you have the exact same rights as any as a Mexican buyer. You can rent out your unit, you can air it to your children, you can sell it. You may even qualify for a capital gains exemption if you stated that you lived in the unit for a certain amount of time. Anyway, so yeah, you guys, you can see what the rooftop would look like. It does have a small pool, and listen, I'm not going to promise you ocean views from this building. It's again, it's by Avenida 25, so we're a few blocks inland from Quinta Avenida, but the location is really very attractive. Again, very central, very walkable, and the price point is attractive as well. Again, these are some of the actual furnishings from the sample unit. So then what I'm going to show you guys is the price list, again, to give you an idea. So yeah, how does this price list compare to other buildings that we're likely to see here? For sure, we have buildings in Playa that are, a higher standard of luxury, but you're also paying for that. So we have buildings where 1-bedroom units start in the 230 to 250K price range. And again, this is US dollars. 2-bedroom units, you're usually looking at closer to 300,000 or more. And, you're usually looking for, in that price point, you're going to find perhaps more luxurious units, but they're often going to be smaller floor plans as well. So as you can see here, they have some 2-bedroom units that are, 74 square meters. The smallest one is 68 square meters. And to get that in square feet, you just multiply by 10.76. So you're looking at what, 68 and 10. Okay, about 731 square feet for the 2 bedroom. So yeah, you guys. Now, in terms of the purchase process here, most projects that are in pre-construction will require the buyer to put down a minimum of 30% as a down payment. Now, because this building is just about fully finished, in this case, you'd be required to put down 51%, and the rest will be due on closing, and that's when you actually sign what's called the escritura, or the property title, and that's when the property officially transfers title. All these movements are done through a lawyer, and in particular through what's called in Mexico a notary. And again, I know in places like Canada, a notary, we see notaries like a public servant, but somewhere below a lawyer in terms of qualifications. Here in Mexico, a notary is a lawyer with at least 5 years of experience, and they're the only ones that can actually legally transfer title and make sure the property, the sale is executed legally, successfully, property title transfer successfully. Okay, so anyway, guys, on a weekly basis, I'm going to come back to you with more information on some of the projects here. One thing I didn't discuss are the rental rates. And first of all, who would a building like this appeal to? I think because of the larger floor plans, this could be a good fit for an owner that is looking to rent out the unit some of the time, but also perhaps stay in the unit perhaps some time of the year. We have a lot of digital nomads coming to Playa. Increasing numbers of people are now able to work online. And if you're able to work online, instead of being, especially in the winter months, in a cold climate, you have the ability to be in beautiful weather, very livable environment, surrounded by beautiful cafes, restaurants, nice weather year-round. So yeah, so like I said, because of the larger floor plans, these are very livable units. The addition to that, should you decide to rent the units out, in my experience, these types of units, 1 bedroom units here, at the very least, you're going to be generating 1,000 USD per month, but that's like a pretty floor of the rental rates. More often than not, you're going to be closer to the 25,000 pesos rate, which is about 1,250 per month. When it comes to 2 bedroom units, again, for the style of unit I was just showing you, realistic rents for that would be no less than, at the lowest, you're looking at 25,000, again, 1,250 to 1,500. US dollars, 1,250 or 1,500 US dollars per month. Again, these rates are very realistic based on the attractive location of the building, and in the high season, which are our winter months here, should you not be in town and want to have your unit rented out, we see 2 bedroom units renting for as high as 40,000 pesos or 2,000 US dollars per month. So anyway, that's just to give you guys an idea. I look forward to coming back to you with more information about the Playa del Carmen and Riviera Maya real estate market. And thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of the week and a wonderful Easter weekend. And I'll see you all soon. Blessings.